February 2013. Dawn breaks cold and clear on a Tuesday morning in Denver, Colorado. And as morning turns to midday, a question hangs in the thin air of Mile High City. Where is Kelsie Schelling? The vivacious 21-year-old recently discovered she's pregnant. Now she's late for work at this Denver housewares store.
She didn't show up for work. I tried calling her, I think from my cell phone and the store phone, couldn't get a response.
At his hardware store in Holyoke, Colorado, Kelsie's father, Doug, also has trouble connecting.
Then I thought, well, I'm going to call and see how she's doing. She didn't answer her phone, which is pretty rare.
Tuesday turns into Thursday, and the silence gets louder. Concern morphs into panic, especially for her mother, Laura.
All of her friends started contacting us saying, we've been trying to reach Kelsie and we can't reach her. And when that happened, that is when I got really, really scared, because I just thought there has to be a logical explanation.
But since that fateful February week, no explanation has arrived. With no word from Kelsie, Laura spent years searching on her own.
Developments of the disappearance of a Denver woman.
22-year-old woman.
Kelsie Jean Schelling disappeared on a trip to southern Colorado.
Father, we pray that you would help us to find clues today.
With no word from Kelsie, she's spent years searching on her own.
What do we want? Justice!
Knocking heads with the local police department for their handling of the case.
We appreciate you all so much. Your support keeps us going.
And getting wrapped up in a mystery of her own, involving allegations of sex trafficking and extortion. More on that later.
It's unbelievable to me doing all of the things that I'm doing to just, get out and fight people like I have.
The story traces back here to a town called Holyoke, a couple of hours east of Denver, where the scenery looks more like Kansas than a Coors commercial. This is where Kelsie was born and raised.
Where's the baba?
She liked to be silly, liked to laugh. You look at these pictures and you can just see that.
Mother and daughter develop a tight, unbreakable bond after Laura and her husband Doug split up when Kelsie was just 11 years old.
It was just she and I together alone for a lot of years, so we were very close, pretty inseparable, basically.
Kelsie attends nearby Northeastern Junior College with plans to study psychology. There, she becomes fast friends with her roommate, Allie Sandoval.
She was very fun. She was laughing all the time, always getting into trouble, and just out to have a good time.
And at school, a key figure enters her life, Dante Lucas. Their backgrounds cannot be more different. Dante hails from the central Colorado town of Pueblo, a place more Walmart than Little House on the Prairie. Blue-collar Pueblo has a reputation as the most dangerous town in Colorado because of its high crime rate. At Central High School, Dante stands out as a 6'7" basketball star.
He just had a mad passion just for basketball. He loved everything about the game and hoping that he can, go on to a Division I basketball school and then maybe make it to the NBA.
But the big college recruiters never come calling. Instead, Dante ends up playing ball at tiny Northeastern Junior College, literally the big man on campus, and in a whirlwind romance with Kelsie Schelling. To Kelsie's friends, the relationship turns toxic from the start.
He would be putting her down, calling her names, saying that she was fat and ugly and nobody else wanted her, and she was lucky enough to have him in her life because she wasn't going to get anything else.
After a couple of tumultuous semesters, the two split up. By 2012, Kelsie has quit school and is living in Denver, working at that home goods store. Dante, his hoop dreams slipping away, is back in Pueblo. To the alarm of Kelsie's friends, the two reconnect.
She loved him.
You think he loved her?
No, you don't treat someone that you love like that. You don't treat them with disrespect the way that he did for her. He would throw things. She would throw things. Just awful.
December rolls in like the snowdrifts in Denver. Kelsie and Dante spend the Christmas holidays together. And shortly thereafter, Mom is asking, what child is this?
She called me when she found out she was pregnant. She was stressed, just told her, I will support you, Whatever you need, your family's behind you.
Did she tell you anything about Dante's reaction?
She said he was mad. She said he was very angry.
On Sunday, February 3rd, Kelsie writes to Dante, "I know now how you truly do feel. You have no obligation to me, and you don't want to have anything with me." The next morning, Kelsie has a prenatal checkup, and the doctor delivers the news. She's 8 weeks pregnant, and her unborn child is in perfect health. She excitedly texts the sonogram to Dante and her family. She sent you a picture of the baby.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think when you saw the baby?
I was happy. I knew that she was happy.
After that checkup, Dante presses Kelsie to drive down to Pueblo, saying he has a surprise for her. "Just wait and see for yourself. You probably wouldn't believe me if I told you." Kelsie responds, "Tell me what it is and I'll come." Dante, "Come see for yourself. I know it'll put you in a better mood." Kelsie relents, and at about 10 p.m., the young mom-to-be finishes her shift and pulls away in her black Chevy Cruze, making the lonely 2-hour nighttime drive to Pueblo.
Did you have any idea she was going there?
No, if I would have knew who she was, I would have made her take a friend, or I would have made sure and went with her.
During the drive, Dante texts her to go to Walmart in Pueblo to meet him. At 11:20 p.m., Kelsie pulls into the Walmart parking lot. She waits almost an hour for Dante to show up, finally messaging him that she's tired of waiting and will come to him. At 12:15 in the morning, Dante texts her to meet him on this street. They've met here before. It's near his grandmother's house, Dante's current crash pad. Again, she's left waiting in the car. "Where are you?" she messages him. "I've been here over an hour just waiting." Kelsie is never seen again. By the end of the week, her phone shuts off, and her mother is melting down.
Just sheer panic and disbelief. I mean, I can't even really remember how scared I felt.
Coming up, Dante tells his story to the cops.
And you didn't hurt this girl, right?
We are now leaning towards foul play.
Is the basketball star a piece of a larger puzzle? And could Kelsie's case be connected somehow to another woman who's gone missing over 1,000 miles away? Could there be a nationwide conspiracy kidnapping young women?
Now to the mysterious disappearance of a Denver woman.
She seemingly disappeared.
The disappearance
of Kelsie Schelling.
This much we know. On the night of Monday, February 4th, Kelsie Schelling, very troubled, very pregnant, and maybe still very much in love, makes that late-night drive from Denver to Pueblo, Colorado, to visit her boyfriend, Dante Lucas.
Pregnant woman who vanished.
Kelsie was 8 weeks pregnant.
She was last seen in Pueblo.
When Kelsie's family reaches out to Dante, they say he seems oddly unconcerned.
And I just said, if you hear from her, you need to tell her that we're taking this very serious and that we're calling the police. And so he's like, okay, I will.
What did he sound like on the phone? Because the call that you're making to him is, Kelsie, the woman that you are with, the mother of your child, is missing. We are desperate to find her.
Nothing, no, not worked up, not, just.
He's not scared? What can I do? How can I help?
No, he just says if I hear from her, I'll let you know.
The Pueblo PD take over the case. As the last person known to have seen Kelsie alive, Dante falls under immediate scrutiny and is called in for questioning.
How you doing? I'm good.
He gives a detailed account of what happened. Corroborating Kelsie's texts, he says Kelsie arrived at the Walmart meeting point after 11 p.m. After waiting there in vain for 45 minutes, she and Dante finally rendezvous on Manor Ridge Drive, near his grandmother's house where he'd been staying.
And she came down to Pueblo, and we were talking or whatever. She ended up, getting mad at me or whatever. So, I went back home that night. I thought she was just going to go back home, but she ended up staying until the next morning.
Dante claims Kelsie never went home. Instead, he says she slept in her car. And at about 7 that morning, she asked him to take her to a local hospital because she wasn't feeling well.
So, went to Parkview, and she went in and stayed for about almost 2 hours, hour 45 too. She came out and she told me that she wasn't pregnant.
Now that's an eyebrow raiser right there. Since just the previous morning, a doctor in Denver had confirmed the pregnancy and a healthy baby with that ultrasound. Still, Dante proceeds with his story, claiming at about 9 a.m., the two drove from the hospital and ended up at that Walmart where they parted ways. As it turns out, forever.
She went to go get some snacks, like something to eat, because she was hungry. And then came back out, we ended up talking, and she ended up telling me, like, get out of the car at Walmart. She didn't want to take me home, so I just left from Walmart and started walking home.
And you didn't hurt this girl, right?
No, I've never hurt her.
Could Kelsie have harmed herself, distraught over a supposed miscarriage? In his interview, Dante described her as a troubled, erratic young woman.
She had like bad anxiety. She has anxiety attacks, so she had pills for that.
What can you tell me about that?
She's told me before that like she's ended up in like the hospital a few times from like overdosing, I guess.
Dante cast her to police as someone who had troubles with drugs.
I don't believe that, no.
So do you think that Dante made all these statements up?
Yes.
And why do you think he did?
To try and throw the attention some other direction. I mean, even if Kelsie did commit suicide, which I don't believe she did because she was happy. She wanted that baby. She wanted to be a mom. But if she committed suicide, you would find her body.
Dante is allowed to leave. And then, 8 days after the disappearance, a breakthrough.
The car of a missing Denver woman has been found in Pueblo.
Kelsie's car is discovered in a different Pueblo hospital. The car was abandoned in the parking lot. But Andrew McLaughlin, deputy police chief at the time, says police are unable to determine who left it there.
We did not have any good security footage that could tell us who dropped off the car, how the car got there.
But you find the car and no Kelsie.
And no Kelsie. Normally, if someone was going to go away for a few days, they'd take their car with them. So we are now leaning towards foul play. So we accelerate the case.
Attention now returns with some urgency to Dante's version of events. And already, some things aren't adding up. Remember how Dante said he dropped Kelsie off at this hospital at around 7 a.m. on February 5th? He said he waited outside for her.
She went in and stayed for about almost 2 hours.
But there's just one problem with his story.
We have no record of Kelsie Schelling ever being here at Parkview Medical Center.
Now, what do you check to find out if she was here or not?
We have a medical records system that keeps track of every patient that's ever walked through our doors.
So for you, there was no way she's ever here?
That's correct.
We went to Parkview Hospital and they said, we have no record of Kelsie ever being here. Would that be a suspicious set of circumstances in the way you look at Dante?
Yes, it is.
In fact, much of Dante's story is going to start to crumble quite shortly.
Well, this is another glaring hole in his statement.
Because there were security cameras almost everywhere along the way. And police say they showed no signs of Kelsie, only Dante.
You're on video, dude. It's not the car. It's on the video.